Yes, people, what's happening? Nice one for coming back to the Fuse UK. Tonight's guest, El Tornado, El Tornado. Here he is.
What's
What's
that,
happening?
bro? How you doing, man?
You alright, mate?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. How are you?
How are you?
Can you hear me all right?
You're not.
Can you hear me? Let me leave and come back. 2 seconds.
Yeah, sorry about that, people. We're going to start. Can everyone hear me? Can everyone hear me, fine? Just let us know in the comments. That'd be great. My volume. Check if my volume's right. Ah, I don't know why. Wait, how do I do that? Sorry about that.
That's all right,
There
man.
we are. That's better. You alright, mate?
Yeah, how are you? You good?
All good, my brother. What's been happening, bro?
Just obviously, I was scheduled to fight actually last Friday on the Del Rey card,
Yeah.
but my opponent they couldn't find me an opponent about a week before the fight, and then the whole show got cancelled anyway. So actually, it worked out all right for me, to be fair. But yeah, man, just straight back into training. Obviously, had really good news about the fight in South Carolina, May 12th. So yeah, back training, man. Something to train for now.
Yeah, definitely, mate. So this wasn't a fight that was in the pipeline. It's just something that's come up off the back of the show that you were meant to be on.
Well, to be honest, like yeah, so BKFC said, quite a few weeks ago that I was on the Del Rey card and that, and then we're having problems finding an opponent and all that kind of stuff. And I actually messaged the matchmaker at BKFC and said, look, what about the fight with Tony Soto? For April, and then they come back and main event South Carolina May 12th. So yeah, I'm happy, man. This is a fight that like I say, I called for it, I wanted it, and they've delivered it, so it's good.
Yeah, sweet. Just before we move on, mate, I just want to let this person who's in the comments know, just said, please let Tyler know I'm a massive fan of his. Love the fella. Can't wait to see him fight soon. From North Notts Workshop, lad.
Thank you very much, Damien. I appreciate your support, brother. Thank you.
Top man. And did you ever see yourself fighting Tony Soto?
Well, yeah, I mean, actually, me and Tony get on well. He's always been massively respectful to me. We've messaged each other backwards and forwards, and obviously, he's not really put a foot wrong in his fights.
Yeah.
And it's always been, when I watch his fights, I think, do you know what? That's a good little fight for me. He comes and he has it, brings it. He's aggressive, and it's all about leaving a legacy at the end of the day. And I want to be in good fights, and Tony brings it. So, I can't see there being anything but an exciting fight out of it. So, yeah, man, like it's just going to be good. I'm going to his backyard as well, South Carolina. I love that. I just love it. Like in training today, I was just saying to everyone in the gym, I'm gassed about this fight. I'm motivated, got the love back. Yeah, man, it's just going to be a fan-friendly fight.
And I like this one as well because Tony normally gives it a bit to his opponents, doesn't he, in the build-up of that, and they normally just take it where you're a bit different and you'll give it back.
Yeah, for sure. Like I say, me and Tony, we've got that mutual respect for each other. But I'm sure, like the closer the fight gets, we're both going to be there's, you know, there will be a war of words, I'm sure of it. You know, it's a fight at the end of the day, and like I say, I'm going to his backyard, so you know he's going to have to bring it. His main event, so yeah, man, he's going to have to bring his A game, you know.
Yeah, definitely, mate. And when does the camp start for BKFC 42?
So, like I say, I was literally, I was training for the Del Rey card last week. So I've already put like a good 8-week camp in. Took a few days off and then just got back into it. Like as you can see, I'm in good shape already. I've been eating well. I've obviously knocked the smoking on the head now as well. Nearly 10 weeks.
Well done, mate. Well done for that, by the way.
Thank you. I've just been living really well, man. Living good, positive. Like I say, just eating super healthy, training. I've always lived the life of a fighter in camp, but I'm actually living the life of a fighter away from camp as well. You know, when there's not a guaranteed fight on the table, I'm still, you know, just doing everything right. And I can just see myself going into this fight, you know, actually at 100%, which is going to be great. You know, like getting back into camp yesterday. I've obviously not got too much weight to lose now. You know, I'm already fit. I was sparring yesterday and I felt really good in sparring. You know, the only thing to really look out for now is to not over peak. Obviously, we're still like 7 weeks out, but I'm in a good position, man. I'm in a really good position where I can actually enjoy my training. You know, obviously, I'm over at a new gym. You know, for the James Lilly fight, I had like 8 weeks with Tigre, my new coach. You know, and you know, away from learning new techniques and everything else, he's obviously Cuban as well. So there's a little bit of a language there as well. So um, you know, like we're just getting to more time to spend with each other, and I love him, man. He's just such a good trainer, such a good person, and yeah, I'm just blessed to be able to spend more time with him. Guy was like a 5-time world kickboxing champion, had like 44 pro kickboxing fights, won 43, and knocked the geezer out. He's massively respected here in Miami. And I mean, like even now he's like, I don't know, 50. Like if you look at him, man, he's a weapon. He's a serious weapon. Like, you know, just when he's showing you stuff, you know, this guy is serious. Yeah, man. It's just cool to be able to learn off him, you know.
Yeah, definitely, mate. So, are you still working alongside sort of with Louis Palomino on that?
Yeah. So Lewis is he's actually been really busy moving into a new house, so he's been going off doing that. But I've been seeing him, like we've been sort of crossing paths, like training. Like when I finished my session, he come in this morning. We're still like, you know, we're still in touch a lot and speak most days. He's actually just got me a job in the UFC gym, doing a little over here. Yeah, man, he's, you know, so he's helping me out, you know, with life. And the fighting, obviously, you know, he's like my manager. He's basically, you know, anything I need, I just ring him up and message him, and you know, he helps me out with it. So yeah, it's good to see him back training. Like I say, I know he had a lot going on moving into his house and that. So yeah, I've just been, you know, just concentrating on my stuff really. You know, like I've really found my feet out here now, right, which is great. I've got a lot of good friends. I mean, the guy that I live with, Rigo, man, he's been like an absolute brother to me. He's given me his car and everything else. So, you know, I can really get about now, which is cool. And just explore Miami and see what it's got to offer, man. It's cool. It's a cool place.
Yeah, good, man. And you know, obviously with the smoke and that, asking as a smoker myself, once you've quit, like, is it a million times better? And how long after you've had that last spliff or last vape or however you've smoked it, how long after that is it over and done with?
Do you know what? Like, obviously, Lou, I done a little podcast with you at the start of the month, start of the year, sorry. And you know, I was.
You were just coming off it, weren't you?
Yeah, and well, I was sort of making out like everything was all right and I was good and everything else, and to be honest with you, mate, I wasn't in a good way. My head was in a really bad place, and I actually, I had to take myself back to England. Like I said, I had to heal myself, fix myself, and just get my head together, basically. And one of the things was, was smoking. Like,
Yeah,
honest, like I don't want to bad mouth smoking because actually it's great. I love it. Um, but yeah, like if it even had 1% with the things it was doing to my mental health, it scared me that much. What I went through, I just literally went, you know what, I'm gonna knock this on the head, and I do. Like I'm not just saying it. I genuinely do feel much better. I feel like I can just I haven't got this fog over my head. Do you know what I mean? I can
yeah,
just think straight. Um, and also, I've been very reliant on cannabis for the last few years of my life. I've had a lot going on away from fighting a lot, and I've been very reliant on it. And now I just feel like, look, I'm facing things head on, and I'm proud of myself for that. Do you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
I
You
say,
should be, mate.
I've had some bad shit happen, and you can, smoke, drink, and all the other things. You can keep running and running and running, but eventually it's going to catch up with you. And I felt that's probably what happened to me at the start of the year, really. And I'm facing things head on now, and I'm doing it in a positive manner, and I just feel much better for it.
Yeah, definitely. Do you feel healthier as well?
Yeah, man. Like, I mean, everyone keeps saying it to me. They're like, "Wow, like your skin looks."
You look it. You do look it. 100%. You do.
A lot of people have gone, your skin looks better, your eyes and everything. So yeah, like I do generally feel better for it. Like I say, I'm not going to sit here and bad mouth smoking because I had some great days on it and everything else. But I do feel better for it, man. And like I say, I think it's just the biggest thing is just I'm getting a bit. I'm proud of myself. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's quite a big thing to say about yourself. When like I'm proud of, I'm making a few changes, trying to clean myself up, and yeah, like just to say that I'm proud of myself. It's a nice feeling.
Yeah, and so you should be, mate. It's a big, like, I'm not gonna lie, mate. Every day is the last day for me. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Every single day, mate. And it's starting to do my head in now. And I know how hard it is, mate. So respect and hats off to you, mate.
Yeah, for people who are trying to stop, like, obviously, I have spoke to a lot of people. A lot of people like DM me and was like, "Look, I'm trying to stop, and I'd love to be able to stop." The first couple of weeks, I'm not going to lie, they're hard because I was heavily reliant on it to help me sleep,
Yeah.
even to the point where, I mean, one thing I will say is that I've managed to stay in shape so much easier because I'm just not eating. I'm not
Yeah.
like the cravings to eat, again, at the start, 2-3 weeks into it, it was almost like I'd completely lost my appetite, but I got it back, but in a healthy way. Like I used to eat, man. I used to eat shit. Like you crave
Yeah.
eating shit food, and now I don't crave anything. I feel like now I'm off smoking, I could stay in shape all the time because I quite like eating healthy food. It's I like good food, but the smoking, I'd happily just sit there, lay in bed, and make my way through a Ben and Jerry's or that kind of. But
Yeah, you're not bothered, are you? You just quick fix, fill your face,
yeah,
roll on the joint.
you laid in bed and you think, do you know what could make this even better? A big old tub of ice cream.
What's the weather like over there now?
Oh man, it's amazing! It's amazing. Every day's sunshine, and when it does rain, it's like bath water, and it's dry within about an hour. So, um, yeah, man, it's great. It's just again that's something that does something to your mental health as well. Waking up, seeing that sun, and just being like, wow, okay, I'm ready for this.
Definitely, mate. It's like
Um,
even in England, mate, when you've got the sun, it makes your day a lot better, doesn't it? Makes you feel better, everything.
1,000,000%. And obviously, even like I don't know what it's like up in Middlesbrough, but like even a week ago, back in Cambridgeshire, like it was snowing and all that kind of shit, and I'm just thinking, oh mate, nah.
Oh yeah, it was here, mate.
Yeah.
It's horrible, mate.
It's, yeah, but I mean, you're nearly at April now, and
Yeah.
usually a pretty good month for England, so hopefully that will cheer everyone up. But
Yeah, you got that right. A good month.
but, but yeah, no, here's great. Like I say, you know, waking up, seeing the sun shining. I'm driving about as well. I'm really getting about driving, which is cool. Drove to Delray, which is about an hour drive from Miami. So I've been getting about, seeing different places, meeting new people. Um, it's been great. And one thing I will say, and you know, I don't mean this in a big-headed way. It's just, you know, I appreciate it and love it. Man, I have such a big fan base out here in Miami. It's sick. They love their fighting here. They love it. They really appreciate their fighting. You know, I was in the bank, walking along the street. I've had people stop in the middle of the road in their car. El Tornado on a picture. It's actually been like, it's overwhelming, man. It's like how many people like know BKFC and respect their fighters. They love their fighters here, man.
Yeah, I've heard. I can't remember who it was who told me. It might have been Connor actually. That when he was over there, like it's just a total different fan base. Like there's queues a mile long for the merchandise and stuff like that. Like the proper support the event.
Like I say, like I was in the bank the other day, just waiting to obviously get my account done, and I had a guy walking the bank, and he's like, "El Tornado," and then shout everyone, and I was like, "Yeah, okay." Like, but it's cool. Like back home, I feel like us Brits, we're like, you know, we may know who someone is, but we won't let him know. Do you know what I mean? But here in America, they want to get behind their fighters. They love their fighters here. They want to support that. And it's just cool. It's nice. Yeah, I appreciate it a lot.
And obviously, it must be a lot better for you now as well, with you having your blue tick and all that all verified now on Instagram.
Yeah. It's been cool. I done a modelling shoot last week in downtown Miami. Yeah, man, things are happening now. You know, I just had to sort of find my feet here a little bit. And then obviously, you know, I've got this big fight in May now, so that's going to help me a lot. Just see where it goes, man. It's the land of opportunity. So yeah, just taking every day as it comes. Like I say, I'll get offered photo shoots and everything else, and I'm just doing it because who knows what it could lead to next.
Yeah, definitely. And just think, mate, like when we were talking a couple of podcasts ago, when you were stressing out about getting your visa, stuck in England, fucking, you were depressed and everything, and you're living what you wanted to do, mate. You're there, you're doing it, mate.
Absolutely. It's you know, like it's not easy. It's not easy. You know, like I say, when I come out here at the start of the year, you know, at Christmas or whatever, you know, it's lonely at the start. You're on your own and you're trying to find your feet. You're trying to make friends. You're trying to navigate your way around like a massive city, and you know, trying to find things. But yeah, I can really say that I'm finding my feet now. And you know, I was chatting to my mum earlier. I said, like, you know, I'm feeling that I belong here now. Do you know what I mean? Sorry, I've got the dog in the background going absolutely mad.
Class. But
Yeah.
what a lot of people won't also like think as well with you going over there. They think, oh, he's all right. He's got his mates over there, Louis Palomino and the other lads. But like they can help you out, but they've also have to live their lives, don't they? You're pretty much on there on your own, aren't you, mate?
Yeah, like, you know, obviously, if I need something, you know, desperately, you know, I can contact him. Like I say, I've got my brother here, Rigo, who I live with, who's absolutely like he's done everything to help me in my career. I'm blessed. Like I'm very lucky. But like, you know, you've got to find your feet. This is going to be home. You know, you've got to find your feet and you've got to navigate the place on your own. And I've done that. You know, I've got out at the start. You know, even the thought of driving, because you know there's a lot of traffic. It's a massive city here. The driving was a bit daunting, but like now, I don't think anything of it. In fact, I've told this to a couple of people. I actually think that it's easier to drive here in America than it is back in England. It's just all straight roads, slip roads. I actually think it's easier to drive here. Once now I've been out on a few journeys and a few trips. Yeah, it's cool, man. It's good.
Yeah, I've done a bit of driving when I was working over there. Like, not much. It's more of the intimidation of the size of the motorways. Like, it's not just like 3 lanes; it's like 12 lanes. Do you know what I mean? Mental, in it.
Yeah, and there are a few. There's a few mad drivers about this. They don't mind fucking. You just got to be. Was it someone said to me? You got to be patiently aggressive or something like that. And you've got to be a bit of an aggressive driver. But yeah, man, I'm definitely finding my feet. Definitely.
Literally, you'll be in America, mate, as well. Because I've spent quite a lot of time over there in Canada. You can literally be on the road, mate, and someone will be all road legal on something that they've just made in the garage. Like, they'll have all sorts on it, making mad noises, and they're just allowed to drive about in them, aren't they?
Mate, like some of the sizes of the cars, the trucks, whatever you want to fucking call them, tanks.
Yeah.
Like, they're needlessly big. Do you know what I mean? Like, nothing needs to be that big. It's like a fucking boat on the highway.
Yeah.
Yeah, my car's bigger than yours. It's a bit like that. But here in Miami, like I went to the 305 Fest a couple of weeks ago. That was cool. Like seeing all like the low rider.
Yeah, I've seen it on your story.
Yeah, it was sick. It was cool, man. Like, and even there, like I was getting a lot of love and that as well from people. Yeah, man. I'm blessed to be here. It's good. It's good.
Good, mate. Back to the fight talk. Would you say Tony is one of your hardest fights to date?
Obviously, I've fought pretty much the who's who in bare knuckle. I believe that Tony, like I say, on paper he hasn't put a foot wrong. He's very aggressive, explosive, and he's finished most of his opponents. But he hasn't fought anyone. He hasn't been battle tested yet, I don't feel. And he will be battle tested on May. Like I say, this is my third unbeaten fighter in a row. I fought the pound for pound number one, James Lilly, and now Tony Soto. So I am battle tested time and time again. Sean George in BKB, Lafferty. So yeah, we're going to see what he's made of. Basically, we really are. Like if he's going to come and bring it like he has all his other fights. And to be honest, I'm nails. I'm going to stand there and I'm going to chuck him all over the place. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what he's made of.
Do you genuinely think he's got the heart and grit, like yourself, to go all the way as far as you can go?
No, I don't. I think he's been spoon-fed a little bit with opponents, and I don't want to disrespect him. He has looked good. He's finished people in a good way, but we can all do that against people that we know we're going to beat. And at the end of the day, I'm not that person. I'm that person who I want to put myself against the best, and I have done that. And like I say, I'm truly battle tested. So it's all going to come to light on May 12th. We're gonna see if he's the real deal, or if he's not.
What do you think of him as a fighter, though? Like, what do you think his strong points are, and what do you think, like, you could sort of expose him on his bad points are?
Like I say, he's explosive. He's super aggressive, and it seems like he doesn't mind getting stuck in. But again, we can all do that against people that aren't giving up much of a fight back. Like I'm pretty sure if I was given the opponents that he had, I would have wiped him out as well. So it's very hard to say, especially in bare knuckle, because like with my last fight, my eyes shut in about the first 10 seconds of the fight. And it's like, right, what do? Do you chuck it all in, or do you just bite down on your gum shield and go fuck it and crack on? And that's what you do. And you don't truly know what you're made of until situations like that arise. So it's all going to come to light May 12th. And I mean, this is a great fight for him because, like I say, he has been spoon-fed. So it's time he steps up to the plate and fights someone like me. If he wants to be fighting for the title, he has to go through people like me. So, yeah, man, it's a good fight for him as much as it is me.
And this is the main event, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
So after this fight, obviously it should put you in the rankings, isn't it? Back in the top 5.
Yeah, I mean, it's a proper misjustice that I'm not even in the top 5. I mean, how can I fight the champion and the number 1 and not be in the top 5? I don't really know, but it is what it is. And, you know, like I say, I'm not shy about fighting these unbeaten fighters, and it's going to put me straight back into the title picture. I personally, you know, I want to win this fight and I want a rematch with James. You know, I get on really well with James. Me and James speak loads, and I've even said to him, you know, about a rematch, perhaps in Swansea, where he's from, or something like that. And he's said yes. So, you know, obviously, if he gets a big fight, he deserves that. But if he doesn't, I would love that rematch. You know, it was a great first fight. I personally thought that it was a draw. Like, I thought, you know, it could have gone either way. So I wasn't too disappointed when it went his way. Obviously, I had a terrible start to the fight, but he's the man that I've got to beat. I've got to rectify that loss. And, you know, if Palomino's going to move up and concentrate on the 165 title, I can't see why me and James couldn't battle it out for the BKFC title, because we're the bosses in that division.
It's a good time for the British lads now, like in the bare knuckle game, mate. They're doing big things like the likes of yourself, James Lilly, Connor, and all the other lads coming through, like Anthony Holmes, Danny Christie, and the rest of them. It's a good time, isn't it, mate? We're doing the bare knuckle scene proud.
Yeah, we've got a lot of good fighters, man. We've got a lot of good fighters. Mick Terrell, you know, he looked really good in his last fight. You know, I think we've got some really good guys. You know, I know that the BKFC want to keep them titles in America. They do.
I think Mick Terrell will win that title, like. I
Yeah.
really do, mate. I think it'll take a very, very, very good man in the heavyweight division to beat Mick Terrell.
Yeah, he looked very good. He looked very good in his last fight, I thought. But yeah, no, it's, you know, it's an exciting few years that are going to come up now. Like I say, for me, you know, I would love to get myself in the position to be to go for that 155 title again, and I do feel like it's gonna be between me and James. I don't feel like, you know, obviously I've got to prove it in May, but I feel like we're the guys to beat at 155.
Yeah, definitely, mate. And with you being more clear-minded than that now, because I think you weren't really clear-minded when you were fighting for BKB either, were you?
No, I mean, you know, like I say, I'm not going to make any excuses. And to be honest, I've never really truly shown what I'm made of, because, you know, what people have got to understand is, as well, when I come over here and fought in America twice before, it was in the pandemic when I couldn't bring a training team. I had to quarantine in 2 different countries for 15 days. I went through utter madness. Like, so, you know, I got COVID before 2 weeks before the Fenley fight. It was just, you know, it was a disaster, to be honest. But I can look back on it in hindsight now, and I can laugh at it, and think, oh, that's a funny story. But actually, it was a fucking disaster, man. Like, even the Palomino fight, you know, I was in Dominican Republic with no gyms, a 3 p.m. curfew, so everyone had to be in at 3 p.m. It was a disaster, but it's character building, man. Like, you can chuck everything at me and I'm still going to be there. So, you know, even like I say, the Lilly fight, you know, I've obviously come out to Miami, trained in Miami, you know, for the fight, and the fight itself, literally, I don't even know if it was 8 seconds. I've gone out there, he's caught me with a shot, split my ear, closed my eye, and again, it was a disaster. But, you know, character building. I've just got to come back from it, prove what I am, prove myself as a fighter, but as a person as well, and come back from it, and I will.
Yeah, definitely. As I was saying there, though, with you being clear-minded in this fight, I suppose you've never been more dedicated than you are now to actually the bare knuckle game. Do you know what I mean? With you living in the nice place, being settled, being free with your mind.
Yeah, just like I said, like going back to, even when I was a professional boxer, you know what, and I'm, I've done a video about this the other day. I think a lot of fighters can resonate with what I'm going to say. It's like we live like an absolute monk until our fight, and then it's like the fight, and we're like, right, well, what do we do now? Like, and we just go out partying and all the bad shit we shouldn't have done, that we shouldn't do, we do. Like, and I did that, time and time again. And now I'm living the life. Like I say, I always lived the life when I was in camp, but I'm living the life away from camp now, which is great for longevity and for everything, So it's going to bring the best out of me. It has to. It has to.
And with you living in Miami, is it easy to find sparring in that with there being a lot of boxing gyms around, or do you have to like sort of be in with them to get sparring with them?
Do you know what? I'm at an amazing gym, man. Young Tigers Foundation.
A lot of fighters and that in there.
Yeah, like I say, I do sparring away from it as well, but man, some of the guys in my gym, the good thing is I've got yesterday when I sparred, we do sparring on Monday and Wednesdays, and it's a mixture of MMA fighters, kickboxers, Muay Thai fighters, boxers, professional boxers. So, and we're all got different styles, and obviously the clinching and everything else. So, and a lot of these guys in BKFC are MMA fighters, and
Yeah.
so, and there is quite a difference between professional boxers and MMA fighters in their stand-up. They're like MMA fighters like to switch, obviously throwing the clinch in and everything else. They're awkward, man. They're very awkward.
Even like throw punches from different angles and that, don't they?
It's a complete different way of stand-up. If you looked at a professional boxer boxing and an MMA fighter boxing, they are different. So, I get to have a mixture of sparring partners with different styles, which is great because, like I say, most of BKFC now are UFC and all that kind of stuff.
Someone's just put in the comments there, and I think it's a great shout, by the way. Like the BKFC should do a card where it's UK's best, the USA's best. That'd be amazing, that, wouldn't it?
And I can see that definitely happening one day.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard talks about another big show, Wembley and stuff like that. It needs to happen, man. It's yeah, we've got some great guys over here. We're nails over here. We're tough guys,
Definitely, mate. And what can we expect to see from Tyler Goodjohn at BKFC 42 versus Tony Soto for the main event?
You can expect to see
everything we always see.
A very good, a very fit, a very disciplined El Tornado. It's and I emphasize the disciplined in all areas. Everyone knows that. I think that. I actually had this chat with Luis Palomino a few months back, and I've sort of been caught in the whole being an entertainer, and wanting to be in these entertaining fights, and not caring about the facial damage and everything else. When actually, I'm a very good boxer. Do you know what I mean? My skills are very good. You look at the Mark Navarro fight, and I'm doing things there that no one's done in bare knuckle. So, I need to go back to showing how much of a good boxer I am as well. And
yeah, you sort of went from like the Navarro fight and the BKB fights. You sort of went from like the bobbing and weaving boxing to just standing and banging and wanting war.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was. I mean, again, yeah, I did. I got to that point where I wanted to be, and the fans love me. Obviously, I'm a very friendly fighter to watch. But you know, there's a point where obviously that doesn't that doesn't win you the fight all the time. Just walking forward, taking shots. I mean, the last fight I would have boxed more had my eye not shut and been like blind. But yeah, I need to go back to what I know best, and I am a very good fighter, very good head movement, very good defense. So yeah, like I say, emphasis on the disciplined. I know that Tigre, my coach, wouldn't have it any other way. He's on me every day in training, to not just take punches and walk forward. That's not how he wants his fighters to fight. So yeah, I'm gonna show it and prove it in May.
Sweet, mate, and I cannot wait for it. But before we wrap it up, mate, is there anything else you want to share with us? Any sponsors, big ups, shout outs, anything like that?
I just want to say to my sponsors back home in the UK, Lawrence Plumbing and Heating, Lawson Civil Engineering, and a very, very good friend in Steve Welsh, who all these people have just basically, they're the reason why I'm here, giving me, fully behind me, the love, the belief that I can do big things. I just want to say a massive, massive thank you to them. And yeah, man, I'm going to do them all proud in May.
Class, mate, and like I say, I always appreciate you coming on the show, mate, and like, well done for what you're doing and that, and you're getting bare love in the comments here, mate, so just keep doing what you're doing, mate, and whatever you want to happen will work, man.
Yeah, 100%. Just, stay positive. Anyone just, looking to achieve their goals, just stay positive, hard work, and good things happen, man. Good things happen. It's like, with the whole smoking, stop the drinking, stopped all the nonsense, cut it all out, got my mind in a good place, and it's like the universe is rewarding me with good things. So, good things happen to good people.
Definitely do, mate. Definitely do. And obviously, it's quite a bit of a time out yet till the fight, so we'll definitely do something again before the event happens, bro.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that would be good.
But nice one again for coming on, mate, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, bro.
Nice one, Lou. Take care, brother.
You too, Tyler. See you later, mate.
Bye, mate.
Ta-ra. Yes, people. Enjoyed that. What a good little podcast. It's a top lad, Tyler. Appreciate everyone jumping in the comments there. Obviously, don't forget to download that BKFC app. All these, the BKFC 40 with Danny Christie, Anthony Holmes, Elvin Brito, Jamie Cox, BKFC 42, BKFC 41. All the events are in with that little monthly charge. So just download the BKFC app and you can watch all these fights. Do you know what I mean? Class, man. But appreciate everyone who jumped in, comments there, showing Tyler love and the podcast love. It's much appreciated. Obviously, it's good to see. I do this nearly every night just to keep like the bare knuckle podcast going. It's good to see. It's like appreciated by people. Do you know what I mean? Because it can be a bit disheartening at times when you're getting no views and that. But when you've got love for the actual sport and for what you do, you're not bothered. Like people are saying, I've been doing it for over, how long now? Been doing the bare knuckle for a year and a half now. Some podcasts like struggling to get 100 views and that, but I've just kept going and going and going, and I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep coming and keep trying to be the best at what I do. And I really appreciate the love when it gets shown. But people, got some big podcasts coming soon. And I haven't said it on a podcast yet, but we're now live on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, every platform you can think of. Basically, we're on them all. So if you want to listen in the car or anything like that, because you can't click off YouTube when you're watching a podcast, can you? So just go on there. It's all free now, and it's Spotify and that, so you can just listen in the background. Got all the podcasts on there. They upload them, but it takes time because you have to be verified and all that, and be on Heart Radio next week. So we keep pushing, and we're going to get there. Big shout my main man Ross in the Red Corner podcast there, always showing love. Going to be doing some bits with Ross very soon in a different country. Stay tuned, all will be revealed soon. Keep delivering those knockout podcasts, mate. The Source Network. Thank you very much, brother. Much appreciated. Ashley Worsley, thank you, brother. Worsley, sorry. I'll have to have a drink. can only have 6 people, as you know. I had food poisoning. Well, for the people on social media, I had food poisoning the other day, and I had 2-3 days of it. Didn't hardly eat a thing. The day I start to feel better from food poisoning, I get COVID. As you can tell, I'm all stuffy and that. Absolute nightmare. But I appreciate everyone, man. It's got a nice feeling when people appreciating the podcast, like. But if you haven't subscribed, out of all the 15 people that are on, subscribe. Ooh, look at that there, I'm going invisible. What other podcaster do you know, mate, is I'm going invisible? But appreciate it, everyone, I really do. Hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. And anyways, who do you want to see me get on the podcast? Is anyone that I haven't got on who you would like to see me on, or a previous guest I have had on that you would like to see me get on in the future? By the way, Kyle's my son. He doesn't know this account. I remember you saying that. That's why I asked him when he was on the podcast. I said, do you know the Source Network? And he was like, no. And I'm like, he said he was your dad. Mr. Glenn, MS. Yes, mate. Born and bred Teessider. Born in the borough. Born in Priestfield. Pretty much Park End, and still living there. I'm a Park Ender. A Dark Ender. Damien Lazari. Perry. Yeah, he had a few comments. Paul Stredder. Yeah, we'll get Paul Stredder on. Tony Soto. We've had Tony Soto on. We'll get him back on. 100%. We've got Elvin Brito on Sunday. Do you know what? My head's that battered with this cold that I've got. I can't even think of who I've got on. But I've got a few good podcasts in the pipeline. But nice one again, people. It's much appreciated. Elswick crew. Would anyone want to see Lou being interviewed? Oh, got deep on me, you know. Talk for days, mate. But can't talk about half of it. I'm only joking. Elswick crew. Top lad, I've been to the Dark End pub once. Whoa, it's not there no more now, mate. It's been knocked down, but used to always go in the Park End pub, mate. Not always, but went in there quite a few times, mate. It was just over the road from me. Left there a few early mornings. All good banter, though. All good lads. In the Red Corner podcast. But yes, people, much appreciated. I've said that about 5 times now. I'm fucking off now. Do you like this new background and that, by the way? It's a lot better in it than the kitchen. Respect Damien, mate. Good night, brother. Was it Damien whose birthday it was today? Happy birthday, mate. Hope you've had a good day. But yes, people, I'm going to get going because I can't breathe. But appreciate everyone once again, and I'll see you tomorrow. Good night, goodbye.